Good evening, Cassie, my friend. Give me a moment. I'm just setting something up. Then we're gonna start in a second. I just configuring one thing here. Display screen size, screen timeout, font size, display size. Great. Font size, default large. Try this. Don't drop the database. Good evening, buddy. How's life? I'm just setting some tablet I have here. I just set it up near one of the screens. I kind of just want to use it for chat, but I'm just high defensive language, readable colors, animated emotes. I don't know what that is. Great. All right. Let me just give me 1 second, guys. Background, pop out, background music. Chat only, okay? What does this mean? Did I mess something up? No, I don't think so. Okay, great. So, okay, I'm just configuring this tablet. Give me 1 second. What is this chat only? Viewing options, audio only. What is it? Did I mess something up? Can you still guys hear me, see me, and type in chat? No, this is an old chair. I mean, I have 2 chairs in this office. This one and the other one. Pop out. What is this? I don't know. I'm just trying to configure my tablet here. Give me a moment, please. Programming network. I'm trying to use the tablet on the side of my screen just for chat. Show option, try viewing options, pop out, background audio, reports. I don't know. And is there a way that I increase the size of this? Oh, okay. So give me 1 more second and then we are good to start. I just wanna, yeah, exactly. So I'm actually gonna increase the resolution on this tablet display size. I'm gonna say default. I'm gonna say maybe, yeah, maybe large. Yeah, let's try that. And go here. Oh, beautiful. Okay. No, I have all the gear in the world, right? I have all the gear in the world. It's just this, you know, this has been laying around for a long time, right? So this has been in my office for a very long time, right? All right, so I have the chat there now. So I guess I'll need to get used to that. But at least I don't have to. Not a streamer at all. I hope I'm never going to be a streamer. I want to be a programmer. All right. Some piece of shit disliked my video on YouTube. Probably a freak, complete lunatic, right? You really need to be a freak to dislike a YouTube video, right? It's like, you know, if you don't like it, you can just leave, right? You get what I mean? Like, you don't like something, you just leave. Nah, I gotta dislike it. It's anonymous. Nobody's gonna know who did it. Fucking freaks, man. Light mode user, exactly, 100%. It has to be, right? It has to be. Freak. Okay. You know, I mean, if you talk to 10 people in a group, if you talk to 10 people and you talk about potatoes, there's a high probability that one of them is going to get offended, right? So at the end of the day, it's impossible to say something that's not offensive to somebody, right? And if we would live a life like that, then we would never say a word, just because somebody might get offended. Who gives a shit, right? Okay, let's see what we do. So good evening, everybody. I hope you're doing fine. And yeah, Leo, good evening, my friend. How are you? 100%. Reps, good day, man. Ooh, ooh, look at that team. Ooh, okay, let's reset that. Let me actually give me 2 seconds here. Nice, man, nice. All right. Yeah. So what is it that we do today is the question. What do we want to do today, right? What do we want to do today? I don't have any plan for today, to be very honest. So let's figure it out now. So last night we implemented this team builder. If you guys haven't been here, now you can actually build your own team on Programmer Network. You can save that, persist it, right? So you can be this freak who likes the white theme and build it for yourself. Now we basically now embrace all of those serial killers who are using the white theme, right? So now you can actually do that, and that's beautiful, and you can build your own experience now. I think so. The reason why it resets, right, is because you need to change one by one right now. So maybe we can start by fixing that, but it doesn't reset, right? You have to change one thing. And I think when you click background, it uses the default one, right? I think. But you can see it doesn't really reset. So if I save this one by one, it all works, right? But if I go to background, right? Yeah. Because it goes to a default value of what the background is. The background has a default value, right? So we could start kind of by fixing that, right? So if we go to team builder, right? I'm just trying it out. I'm just playing with it a bit. Yeah, I wanna build some programmer network team. So I'm just playing with it. What do you guys think? Should I keep it? Should I switch to the old one? Is it hard to read and stream? Is it hard to read and stream? It's slightly harder. Okay, fuck it. Because I agree. I agree. Yeah, well, I have a big screen, right? And you probably have a small screen, right? So that's an additional problem, right? All right, cool. So let's maybe fix that first today, and then we move on, right? So let's run our storybook again, right? Let's maybe start. Let's take it easy. Maybe today we're gonna do something different. I was thinking maybe we could build something in. Yeah, we'll see. Chica, good evening, my friend. Team builder, okay. 34,000 feet in the air and watch 404. Good evening, buddy. Thank you for watching me, man. I very much appreciate it, dude. Really do. All right, so let's start fixing that, right? So let's go to localhost, and yeah, let's fix that, right? So what we actually gonna do, so there are a few things just to round up. Hey everybody, good evening. So what we're gonna do, let's fix this a bit, right? So I think fundamental issue somewhere over here is that there are probably some defaults, right? Primary CSS variable. Let me just try to read a bit. Yeah, okay. So I think fundamentally here we need to always take the, okay. So I think the issue here is that we don't really pass the defaults or the data here. So let's fix this quickly. Let's start by doing something and then we see where the stream takes us, right? So let's say here settings, let's pass the settings here, and let's say here, hey, you know, I want to pass the actual colors, right? So that's the first step, right? Or null, right? Even though this is gonna, actually we don't really need this because this is gonna be an undefined anyway, right? Okay, then here we can say settings, right? And over here we can say, hey, we can say settings. There's a new operator. We could do it like this, right? Or we can do kind of something like this, right? That is the, yeah, I actually hold a record for the biggest Z index ever used. And I'm proud of that. Do not take that away from me, okay? Don't you dare to take that away from me, okay? It's literally, it's definitely over 9,000, right? It's way more than that. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, shit, my bad. Okay, I see. Okay. So what we actually have to do here, right, is we can say, but then, yeah, so technically then we would need to actually have the colors here always, right? So I think let's maybe change that slightly bit. So basically pretty much what I did last night. So we're gonna still have this color and all of this, but I think also we need const colors and then set colors, right? And then we probably want to actually spread the settings.colors to yeah, pretty much that would be correct way to do it, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay, so we have those colors now, and we need to kind of work with that, right? So we have the settings.colors. Is that what we're actually passing, or no? We're already passing the colors. So let's actually call this colors instead, not the settings, right? No, shit. Okay. And then we can, or we can say, or let's just start the stream with this, and then we move to something, maybe some new feature, right? So okay, we have this thing. Yes, okay, great. Handle reset, handle save color. So this happens when we save it, right? And for sure, right over here, we will want to also say set colors. Definitely, right? Obi, good evening, my dear friend. How are you? And then handle reset. We basically want to reset them to the default state, I suppose, or the previous state. So set colors. Yeah, that's maybe the question. Or if you're resetting, right? Yeah, actually, that's correct. Yeah, that would be correct. Yes. Okay. And let's have another effect here, just so we can print some of this stuff, right? Colors, and yeah. Yeah, or something like that, right? Okay, let's see what's happening now. Drav, good evening, my friend. How are you? So that's actually correct, right? And then if I change the text as well, we should have all three colors now there, right? Let's see now what's happening. So you can see now we're still switching back because we're not actually checking the right thing. Okay, so we do have the colors now, right? Yeah, and then next thing is, let's say what am I doing here? Settings, blah blah blah, on colors change. Yeah, so on colors change now, technically could or should be taking the actual colors instead, right? So on colors change, I think we should be really doing something like this, basically passing the colors themselves, right? And then here, really, we should be just saying, hey, this should be colors, right? Payloads, yeah. Still have that problem, okay. Let me just reset the state now. Let's see what happens now when we actually have no color set. Is this gonna fail now or not? So it didn't really fail. Let's see, did it actually save it? It did, okay. So that's okay. I think that's good. And let's go back here. So that's okay now. So my only suspicion here is this, right? Is that, I know. So I think the biggest problem here that this color itself here has to get the value that's currently set, right? So here we have to say color, and then we have to say colors of is selecting dot type, right? And then we have to say or some default color, right? I don't know if we can just say null and then it's going to go to the black color, right? By default, but we can maybe find something a bit better. Okay, so if I go to back, shit, they didn't like that. Okay, give me a second. Yeah, it's basically saying that this is undefined, right? So if we try this instead, then we don't need that or operator there, right? Try that again. Or maybe just empty string. Maybe it's not taking null as a value. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so let's try the white thing now. We save, refresh, we go to background, shit. Let's print that somewhere. Out colors of is selecting dot type, right? Yeah, that should give us the color. Wait. Let's actually print that thing, right? Let me try that. Let's just do it like this, right? Okay, great. Let's try. Wait a minute. So, okay. So basically once so this is on change. Or maybe this should be basically settings, right? Which is the default colors that we inherit from here, right? Let's try that again. So the color is white. Yeah, that's a bit awkward. Okay. Yeah, because now when I click it, this, right? So let's see, where is that? The click handler set. Wait. Da, 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 da. Is expanded, is reset shown. Yeah, okay, I see. I think any customization is useful, right? I think customization is I think customization is very important, right? For people to be able to. I mean, everything is relative, right? None of this that I'm doing is actually necessary. This whole platform could have never been built, right? So if you take that stance, right, then technically nothing is needed really. I mean, 98%, 99.9% of software that exists, humanity would be able to live without, right? So it's the same with any of those features, right? It's like, is it needed? Is anything needed, right? It's really about, I want this platform to be unique, and I want it to be simple and right. And I do want people to now, it's a great question in a way, right? Because, what is needed, right? I mean, if I'm not streaming, right? And if some of you people are not associated with me, right? In some way, maybe my jokes or the way that I think or whatever, then some of you would have never signed up on Programmer Network, maybe ever, right? So at the end of the day, right? What is needed, right? I think that communities and platforms like this are actually built by people associating with each other rather than, right. It's very difficult, I think, to build a social platform today if you as a creator, as I'm doing, isn't there really to for people, right, to yeah, I don't want that. I mean, I want to build something that's useful to us, right? I mean, again, as I always say, I want to build platform first for myself, then for others, right? So I want people to be able to customize their experience in the future, especially even more, like with drag and drop and stuff. So, and then some of that should also be visible by other people visiting your profile. I think that's the beauty of it, right? To almost build some sort of a profile builder where people can express themselves at least in some limited way, right? Um, but I think it's a great question. I think it's a great question. So it's only the background, it seems. Wait, so no, is it? Wait, let me just test this. So if I set the primary thing to green, so it's taking that, it's only the, and if I set the background to, let's say, yeah, so it's the, yeah, why not, man? Why not, right? I don't care what other platforms are doing. If I cared about that, I would probably not be building this at all, right? I don't care what other people are doing, right? It's like, that's the beauty. We don't have any time constraints here. We don't have investors. We do this out of pure passion, and we have no constraints. I can implement anything we want, right? Anton, good evening, my friend. How are you? Okay, guys, give me just 2 seconds to focus, just to fix this silly thing, and then we move on. So wait a minute. So when I give me 2 seconds. Background type, background, CSS variable, color, BG, yes, class name, border, border right, yes, that's correct. Okay, what's happening here? If selecting type is primary, what? Type primary background text, primary text background. Yeah, I did, Anton. Yeah, that has been fixed, yes. 100% we did. Getting back to you guys in a moment, I just want to set is select and debounce. Yes, that's correct. Colors, blah, blah, blah. Okay, give me a moment here. So wait, if I select this background, let's just make it super ugly, right? So it's only the background that gets its state resetted to the previous state. And that's, I guess, because I guess we fall back to some default state somewhere, maybe in that CSS file, but let's see why. So I see. So I think what we could maybe do initially, right? Let's try that, right? Give me 1 second. So if I go over here, right? Give me a moment, right? So we go here. Right, okay, got it. All right, great. Okay. So if we get here, right? And this is, okay, I see. I know what the issue is. Great, okay. Okay, I see. Okay, so I think what we have to do here is we have to say, so if there's no is selecting color set, then we wanna, use, or we can say here, or colors, right? Or whatever. Let's say nothing, right? Let's try that now. All right. We go here, we get nothing. So let me set it to white, save. There we go, right? See if that works. Beautiful. And now it's actually taking that color. Let me make it fully white. 1 sec. Yeah, great. Okay. So that's great. That's good. And then we have to do kind of the same for other places as well, right? And let's actually unify this stuff into a single effect. This was just, if you guys remember last night, actually, we don't need to do that. It's okay. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm pretty much going to do the same. And then we'll see. And let's actually use the robot for the first time now today. And let's just say, where's our robot? ChatGPT, right? Just to automate this manual work. Turn into, and this is actually kind of after what few months of using, since pretty much day one when ChatGPT came out, since I got version 4. I think if I'm to summarize what it helped me the most with, it's automating tasks, right? So I think so far it has been incredibly useful in automating stupid work, right? And this is actually, you can see, kind of, I've just pasted it that and it did this, right? I think additionally we could literally, we can even unify this and say here const color is this, right? We actually can't do that there. Actually, no, it's okay. It's okay. Where's the guitar? Guitars are here. I play today too. I mean, sometimes I put my son to sleep. I just play for him. I did that past couple of evenings. Not tonight though. He was very tired. We had some family staying with us. We just escorted them to the airport like a few minutes ago, right before my stream. We live close to airport here in Copenhagen. So, and then we just took him to bed and I sang for him and he just fell asleep. So I either sing to him or I play some guitar sometimes, right? He loves that. Okay, beautiful. I think we've fixed this, I think. No, not really, no. Why is it? Or wait, did we? Is it really? Wait. Wait a minute. I'm not sure if it actually worked. Wait, save. Yeah, so it actually did. This also works. Primary. Let's change the primary color to like green or some shit. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. All right, cool. So that's great. And I think also what we did, I think now you can actually change. Ah, shit. All right, great, beautiful. So that's not bad at all. Let's reset that. Okay. And then there was another thing that some of you suggested, and that's if I go to navbar, right? I think the logo is not changing its color as you change this crap, right? That's actually quite awkward. This should be fill primary, and then this shouldn't really exist. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, that's a bit awkward. Give me a second. Logo, what is the logo? Where is this SVG? Ah, I see. Okay, so that's the problem, right? Okay. Yeah, so that's the problem. So this really hasn't been properly converted. Okay, let's do that. Let me go to logo, and what I'm actually going to do, what I'm really going to do, I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna put it into source assets images SVG. So I'm gonna paste it there. Oh, actually, it seems we already had it. Okay, is it the same logo? I guess it was. So let's kind of nuke this and let's go over here. Okay, great. No, it's still not actually working. That's super awkward. Okay. Fill current color, maybe because of this fill here, I suppose so, right? What if we would get rid of that? Icons, yeah. I wonder what happens if I actually remove this, but I guess couldn't we just say current color? I guess we could, right? And then let's run the icons. Yeah, all right, cool. And is this making any difference? No, well, it's actually funny that now it's just interesting. How do we do this in an SVG though, right? And does this fill actually have to exist is the question. Let me see what happens if I just get rid of this stuff, right? And I do this and I rebuild them again. Okay. Yeah, so it doesn't really like that, does it, right? So if I completely undo this, so what could we actually do here, right? I guess we could extend this one to take... Let me try one thing. So, so can we make this logo do what we want, right? Is the question now. Let's see. I just want to try this. Hey, Matty, what's up, buddy? How you doing? You actually saw, guys, that I made this exclusive subscribers chat today, right, Matty? So if you guys have any questions, those people, especially who are supporting the channel in that way, just post them here as well. I'll try to kind of... Oh, okay, it works now. Nice. I'll try to kind of keep my eye on that and try to answer things. Nice, man. It is. It is. Okay, so this actually does work now. Beautiful. Okay, so let's push this little... Let's push this stuff. So use colors. Beautiful colors. Team builder. Let's get rid of this log. Yeah, we fixed it. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say fixed it. We improved it or whatever you want to say, right? Current color, beautiful. Okay, extend scene builder, whatever you want to call it. Let's push this to production. All right, great. So this should now properly do the stuff. Yeah, the logo now is changing as well. Great. Beautiful. Okay. Great. I do have some tests written, not all over the place. I don't test React components. That's useless. But yeah, we do have some tests. Yeah. That's great, actually. Okay, so I think so that's we fixed that. That's great. Why do I have this thing opened? Oh wow, shit. Okay. Okay, now the question is, what do we do next, right? We're gonna leave that feature in a state as it is until people start using it and see how it goes, right? Now the main question is, what do we want to do next? I mean, again, we do things incrementally, right? So let's see if people actually use this stuff, right, at all. We also need to fix this list issue with this, overlapping things in smaller resolutions. I just don't know where to put this element yet. So we can live with that being not perfect for now. Let's maybe also remove this alpha text. I don't think that this is in the absolute alpha anymore. So we can kind of move it to beta or something beta, right? I think gradient colors, I don't know. I think that would be a bit of an overkill, right? For now. We could add that easily. I mean, that's not rocket science, right? But I think it would be, I mean, add them where, right? So that could be a bit an overkill for now, right? I think so. Okay, great. And thank you everybody for your follows. Very much appreciated, guys. I think we're almost close to 4,000. The thing is, I mean, this. Keep in mind that those are your personal. So when you set the theme, you set it for yourself, right? And I made this because people might find it easier. Some people, I mean, it's actually genuinely healthier for your eyes to read on white theme than the dark one, right? So regardless of our jokes, so it's way healthier for your eyes to have a white theme than the dark one, right? So this is more up to people if they actually want to use it or not. You don't have to use this if you don't want it, but if some people want to make their reading experience slightly easier, then it's up to them, right? Some people gonna have, you see that the contrast of our colors, it is, yes, you can read about that, yes. That's why no. If the opposite was true, you wouldn't be using white notes in your school, you would be using the black ones, right? And then you would be using the white pen, but no university or school in Galaxy does that, right? So no, it's I always use a dark theme as well, but it doesn't mean that it's better for your eyes. It just means that it's better for me. I like it more, but it doesn't mean that it's healthier for your eyes, right? I mean, let's not be specific, right? Like we cannot hand pick that specific cases, right? In general, reading on white is generally healthier for your brain and your eyes. Now, is that the absolute true for every single use case? Probably not. Nothing is absolutely true in life, right? But in general, you when you print paper, you print it on the white. When you go to school, you write on white paper. You don't write on black paper, on purple paper, on red paper. Every single book that you buy is written on white paper with dark text, and there's a reason for that. That's not random. It's not that somebody is just like, yeah, let's just print white paper just for no reason, right? So there is reason for that, right? It is easier to read. That's correct. Yes. We actually don't need the search, so we're not going to be implementing that. Exactly, exactly. Okay, so what do we want to do next? What do we want to do next? What it is that we want to build next? One thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to add a stack here of some sort, right? So where you can, because a lot of people ask me, what is the font that you use? What is the IDE? What is the theme, right? And I wanted to kind of extend this about here where, for sure, Leo, for sure. So I think what we could do still in the front end, right? We could kind of build that sort of information here, right? Unista 23, thank you very much, buddy. So I guess what we could do is, there is an API, yes, but it's not free. There's something called stack. What was it called, man? My brain is dead. Share stack, yeah. And I think, yeah, it's still in beta, right? Yeah. But you can see it's kind of, it's not a free API, which actually doesn't make any sense, but maybe they're doing some data enrichment and stuff. Am I tired? Nah, not really. It's just, it's Sunday, right? I'm just kind of chilling a bit, right? I wouldn't say I'm necessarily tired, right? I'm just kind of, it's Sunday, so I'm always a bit, we did this last night, so kind of, I have as many ideas like that in a span of 2 days, maybe, right? It's hard to kind of, but it's more about now, what is it that we want to kind of build next, right? I still haven't started recording any courses. That kind of feels bad. I need to start making some courses, right? Um, what do you mean reps? What happened here? Ah, okay, it's because I stopped this, yeah. Maybe we can design a new feature today, right? Maybe we can design the projects feature, right? Like I said before, right? If I go to production, right? Maybe next feature that we could build is the projects, right? The API you're using, but I'm not sure which API do you mean. I mean, we have our own backend for the whole project. Is that what you mean? StackShare is a product that has, yeah, not quite sure, right? What you mean? We're not using StackShare for anything. StackShare is just the API that where you can get information about stacks, right? If that's what you mean. Offering a space, yeah. So I wonder what would be more useful to build next, ID organizations or projects? Projects would be for sure simpler, right? Projects would be for sure simpler. Organizations would be more useful for sure. Or something maybe more for us developers, like Add experience, blah, blah, blah. Hmm. What's the playlist? It's this kind of. Let me send it to you. Let me just think for a second more. My pleasure, man. Of course, yeah. The whole everything is built by me. I'm not using any external APIs or anything. There's nothing external here. It's all built by me. So there's no external APIs or anything like that, right? Because we're not using any third-party services yet. Interesting. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the thing is, right? Like once I start recording courses that I will not be able to stream, right? So it's kind of trade-off that I need to kind of figure out time-wise how to do it, right? Because I can only do one thing at a time. So once I start making courses, then I will not be able to stream, right? So it's kind of need to kind of wait for a couple more days to figure out how I want to do that. Yeah, but no, it's not productive for the project, right? I mean, the thing is, right, I need to get way more people on this platform. And I mean, we are getting maybe 3, 4, 5 people sign up per stream, right? And it's not something long term that's going to keep me, right? I mean, the thing is, right, like no matter what you do in life, right, you need to see some tangible progress, right? So I need to see more subscribers on Twitch, or I need to see more signed up people on. So there has to be something for me long term keep that's gonna keep me coming back, right? And that's just how human nature is, right? Like if you see that something isn't working out and you keep doing the same thing, then you're making a mistake. It's like it's like doing the same thing all over again and expecting different results, right? So in time, right, I need to make sure that you always have to reinvent yourself, and you always have to keep finding motivation by focusing and making things work. Because when things don't work out, then you're not happy, hence you don't want to be doing something that you're not happy. So I need to see over time more subscribers on Twitch. I need to see more people signing up on the platform, because that can mean two things, right? One thing, actually what I'm doing is meaningless, because if people don't do those things, then my time is worthless to them. So why would then I be spending my time if those people are not appreciating it, right? So it's kind of very logical. So that's why we need to do I need to do this in the way, so it's constantly, it's a lot of work, right? Sitting here every night almost for 2, 3 hours, right, after work and stuff, it's not easy, right? So it's more, no need, right? It's a lot of work, right? And I need to constantly see progress, right? Not because I'm obsessed by it. It's just I know human nature enough. Actually, there's one bug that we can fix. I know human nature enough is that you need to feel progress. Like that's how it is, right? That keeps you going, right? So that's the thing, right? Okay, so there is one thing that we have to fix, and that is this. That is the manual sign up, right? So there was this confirmation email thing, right? Yeah, I mean, so as long as you guys are subscribed, not because of money, man. Like this whole thing is a huge waste of time and money in that sense. But when I see that people are subscribing on Twitch, when they are signing up on the website, you kind of feel that they're trying to give something back, right? Because if I see that I can't get X amount of people to subscribe for $3 a month, and then I see them watching for like 40 hours a month of me streaming, then you have to start asking questions like, well, it's like if it's not worth to you $3 a month, then why would I be here at the first place, right? So it's just common sense and common logic, right? Anyway, what did I want to do? Yeah, I need to go to SendGrid. So this is kind of how it's just logical, right? It's like if you pay for Netflix $10 a month and you watch 2 movies a month or 3, then right, that's just how it works. That's how it works. Okay, let's go. What did I want to do? I need to find the authenticator. Actually, I don't think we would need to. Yeah, I mean, it's just so everything I'm saying, right? I think applies. What the fuck? What did I do? Okay. I think everything I'm saying is objectively true in the context of this subject, right? I think it's not just for me, right? I mean, probably everything that I just said past 2 minutes applies to every human being on Earth, right? Nobody wants to do something and feel that their effort isn't paid off in some way, right? It has to be, no matter like how much fun you want to have and stuff. It's just ultimate nature of human, right? It's like it's just how it works, right? So it's not me like somehow being like super honest or something. It's just I think that's objectively true, right? All right, let's see. Beautiful. Okay, because some people reported that when they get here, they're getting a bug. So let's see if it's gonna explode for me. I hope it will. Yes, beautiful. Great. So this is super critical that we fix. Super critical that we fix. What? Oh, really? Okay. Also had an error, a profile pic uploaded. Okay. I'm gonna take a look at that right away. Well, actually, I think here we can fix this kinda in some way, right? I think let's actually no. Let's go to. Wait a minute. Let's fix this properly. Let's have a proper state set, right? Or actually, we don't really have to, right? So let's just say let's use a conditional operator, right? I'll take a look at that right away. Okay, let's see again. But no, this is now kind of meaningless, right? So um, okay, great. So let's fix those tiny but super critical things, right? So let's see, clear site date. All right, so let's try sign up again. Ah, shit. One sec. Register with email. Mm-hmm. Right, beautiful. Okay, great. So this is a second one, and that's beautiful. Ah, so nice, because I know we're gonna fix this in a second. Because I was hoping we can reproduce it, and we can, right? Oh, I see. I see. Ah, there is something with the country indeed here. Okay, so we are failing there. So what are we getting? So we're getting, hey, cannot read properties of undefined error, undefined error, state country error. Okay, great. That's great. And let's see why. So if we go to like, if we go over here, right, narrow layout, blah blah blah. Finalize sign up, I suppose. Okay, so we're failing here, right? Let's take a look at the form and let's take a look at the actual schema. So maybe in the schema, we're missing the country. Type string, secure string true. That's correct. Okay. Give me a moment. So, all right. So let's do a print statement of some sort here, right? Console log form, right? And hopefully I can just what happened here? What? Wow. Wow. Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, let's try. Are you kidding me, man? Okay, actually, good. Well, it's not really good, is it? So, okay. So let's try that again. Just we figure it out. Register with the email. Okay, create account. Let's go to network tab. Let's get this confirmation URL. And yeah, let's see what we got here. So state. I see. Okay. So I think what's happening here is that, all right, so when we sign, okay, I know what the issue is. So when we sign up, when we register, I don't return the country field back to this form, right? So I mean, honestly, yeah, whatever. We can fix that in 2 seconds. It's just like I could have done this in so many ways, right? So let's take a look here. So process production. Wow, what? Or wait a minute, which endpoint was this? Ah, this is confirm email, right? Wait a minute. Oh my God, Leo. I think I affected you too much, man. You didn't have to do that, dude. You being around means more than million of those, man. No, dude. Thank you very much, man. But never feel obliged. Many of you guys here are. I appreciate your presence here way more than anything, right? But it's yeah. Thank you very much, man. It actually means motivationally a lot, right? So thank you very much for that, buddy. But don't ever feel obliged. Like again, you guys sticking around is like worth like so much more, because it feels like a team, literally, rather than just me sitting here, you know. I mean, honestly, I mean, look, you guys are gonna get at least some gifts from me very soon. Those, what they're called, like mugs and stuff. So, that's gonna cost me probably more than if each one of you subscribed for a whole year, right? So, so at the end of the day, it's yeah. Okay, so let me just fix this. So confirm email fulfilled. What did this action return? Meta. I don't know if it's lazy or jazzy man. Jazz man. Jazzy man. Thank you very much, buddy. Okay, give me a second now. So give me just a moment, fellas. Confirm email fulfilled. This is really, and then when we log in, I suppose. Like actually, I never told you guys why I started streaming, right? So because the reason why I started streaming wasn't Programmer Network, right? Programmer Network was just a side effect of it. So, if you guys remember, right, I worked for 5.5 years as a mentor, right? I worked as a side job, right? I worked as a teacher, right? And during those 5.5 years, I realized that actually teaching is my most, probably the biggest passion I have, right? I think that probably teaching is the job, to be very frank with you, that I enjoy the most. But I also didn't want to get back to traditional type of teaching, like because I had almost like two full-time jobs, right? I would come back from work from my full-time job, and then I would have few students, right? So I didn't want to get back to that, but I missed teaching, right? I missed at least talking, right? It's not that everything I do in this stream is teaching. I learn from you guys as well and so much other stuff, right? But I think that I missed that a lot, right? I missed, helping people and affecting them. I mean, honestly, like I never told you any of the stories, right? But I used to have, veterans, army veterans as my students. I used to have a lot of people who really had tough lives, right? And when you affect those people in a nice way, when they send you, when you send you messages, right? Like actually, I can show you one of the recent messages that one of my ex students sent me, and really like it's very hard to beat that feeling, right? Let me try to find that. So this is one of my ex students, right? And this is why I love teaching. Let me show you, right? So hi Alexander, I was chatting with some new Thinkful graduate. Recently, they gave me mixed reviews, experiences of their mentors. Glad I landed you as my mentor back then. That really helped me early on in my career. So when people like this, send you like things, it's well, actually, I don't really know if I want you to see it, right? But it's just I don't know if I'm allowed to share that type of thing here. I guess I am in the stream, right? But wait. But when you get this sort of messages, right? And I got so many over the years, right, from those people that I helped. It's a nice feeling, man, right? It's not about just making money and stuff. It's about meeting the right mentor that's gonna not just teach you programming, that it's gonna get you closer to some reasonable stuff, right? I think many of you, stick around here not because I'm just programming. It's because I also tell you, I helped some war veterans, right, who were in a very bad state. I pushed them, I motivated them, right? Smatty, good evening, buddy. So it's that sense of feeling that you get from mentoring is I don't think you can get that anywhere else, right? Because you help real people, right? Those people are not just like nobodies, or they're just people that pass by. You make some money on them and they leave, right? You truly help them, right? You truly help them. You change their lives, right? And it's just incredible, man. And I missed that, right? And I'm trying to do that in this stream. I'm trying to get people to truly to help them in life indirectly, right? Because I think we kind of uh, owe that to each other, right? So that's why I'm like I just say whatever I think is correct, and hopefully someone might pick something out of that, right? You can. I don't want to say things you want to hear, right? Because you can get that almost anywhere today online. Go to any source and get your confirmation bias there for you, right? But very happy to hear that, Leo. And that's always going to be like that, man. Always. I think that's fundamentally what people can really utilize and get help with. Because okay, so ooh, oh, okay. So actually, wait a minute. Source store user index. I think we're missing a default state here. That's why we're failing. Yeah, we're actually missing a country in here, which is why we're actually exploding. That's how it is, man. That there's some karma out there. I feel like that my mentoring stuff I did it back then at Thinkful, right? It's really kind of gave me different perspectives, and I think honestly, I don't know, you just make yourself indefinitely forever feel better just knowing that you helped somebody. And of course, I mean, when I say helped, of course those people paid for those programs, and of course, but again, it's just like it's just I don't know. It's kind of when you see people suffering and you know that they need help, right? Then you need to be real with them, not like tell them some cherry stories or some bullshit, right? It's no, stop it, guys. I'm gonna melt. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. It's yeah, yeah. I mean, I think. Oh, there's an about. Okay, so we're missing few things here. Okay, I see. And that's unfortunate part of the world today. I think I don't know what happened. You know, I don't know what happened to us as a humankind past few decades. I would for like, you know, okay, fuck this. I think fundamentally the issue is that we forgot how much we forgot that early age, you know, when you're in elementary school and high school, we forgot how much effect those teachers have on children, right? They can literally like make the best thing out of you in life, or they can discourage people to become worse. You know, like what you know, I read a. Okay, let's try this again. Are we missing? Okay, great. So now it works. All right. So now it actually works. When I was very young, right? Like a lot of teachers told me, "You're gonna be a programmer. You're never gonna be." I mean, you know, sometimes that's why I say we need to be very careful not to be divided on any fronts as a humankind, because when you listen to those feminists talk about this, it's almost as if only women, for instance, ever get discouraged. Like what teachers tried to do to me when I was younger, right? It's just like I'm very fortunate that I'm very stubborn. I have a very tough character, very resilient character. So for me, that wasn't an issue. But I'm always talking to my wife, even to this day, and I tell her, like, imagine what those types of teachers that try to do that to me, what they did to some other kids who don't have my character, right? Who are just very prone to be broken down, to lose motivation, to lose the, it's just crazy, right? It's like imagine being a teacher and telling a kid, man, like you're never gonna be anything. Like, how stupid you have to fucking be, man. Like, right? It's like who does that, man? Like, what type of person you have to be to do that, man? It's just so evil, man. Like, I cannot even troll about that or joke around that because that's so fundamentally wrong, man. Like, again, if you do that to me, I always thank those types of teachers because they truly help me. Because if you try to be stubborn with me, my character is literally like I'm literally just gonna do it to shit on your face, right? But then not everybody is like that, and when you think about it, it's like how many lives of those other kids were ruined because of behavior like this, right? It's just ridiculous, man, right? Yeah, exactly. So some of those comments like this it's just like so wrong, man. So fundamentally wrong, man. It's because kids, man, most kids are not defined in elementary or high school, right? Like most kids, I didn't know what the hell do I want to do with my life, right? It's like it means nothing at all, right? Like it's just Jesus Christ, man. I don't know. It's just incredibly sad, man. Incredibly sad. Um, that's what it is, I guess. Fuck it. Okay, and then we have this bug as well. Okay, so actually I found two bugs. Beautiful. So front end is now fixed, and we're gonna fix the countries now as well. So that's actually pretty good. So let's actually fix the API already. So don't like please, and I beg you to do this. I'm super happy you guys say those nice things about me. Just don't glorify me, please. I'm nothing, man. Nobody and nothing. Like I'm just literally the most random guy out there, like any other guy, right? So don't. It's ridiculous. Like okay. I mean, that's why I say, man, like, how many times we spoke about education here, right? You guys now and all of us, we have so much power. We have the power of internet, right? We have the access to knowledge, right? Like, that's why I say don't stop with that old-fashioned mentality of schools, right? You have so much power now in your computer, in your phone, right? That it's incredible, man. Like, so it's just right. uh I think knowing mathematics, right, is very important, right? Knowing some, at least knowing, algebra 1 and 2, and knowing some of the things, you don't need to learn discrete math, or well, at least not differential equations. Discrete math is, you already know it a bit, right? You know Boolean algebra as well, you're programming, right? So you actually already do know some math based on, you just don't know that you know it, right? Of course, the math is a very broad subject, right? Math is like medicine, right? So you don't, there's geometry, there's this, right? So but yeah, knowing some foundations, I think it's important. Not, it's just good to know, right? When you have to calculate a percentage of something, when you have to calculate basic things, the surface of something, right, and stuff. Yeah, exactly. And but all of the very specialized aspects of physics and math, when you need that, because think about it, like I think that the most fundamental issue with math and why is it hard is because most math teachers suck. Because you know how math was invented, right? So math wasn't invented by some insane geniuses, right? Like it's not that it was, nobody just sat and wrote an equation. Some dudes in some old time, they were probably sitting in some barn or somewhere, and one of them said, hey man, how would we calculate the distance from this corner to this corner? You get what I mean? So even math initially was primitive and fundamental in general, right? It's just normal people if they figured out, okay, if we name this a meter, and if we name this a centimeter, right? It's not rocket science. Like you could literally come up with those equations on your own without ever learning math. So basic foundational mathematics, you could come up with those equations literally on your own. You could give them your own symbols. So this type of thing is going to have this symbol plus that symbol equals to that symbol, right? So it's not rocket science. It's just the way that it's taught in schools, right? Is wrong, because you just start doing some math. It's like, let's write this on the paper. It's like, write what, man? Like, primitivize that for me, right? As I'm a 6 years old, as Einstein would say, or whatever, right? So it's not really that hard. It's just the way that it's taught. It's incredibly shitty. You remember when I talk about bottom up and top down type of learning, right? This is the problem with math, right? When you go to school, they try to teach you math in this very much like bottom up way. You're like learning something for years, and you're like, what the hell is this even for, right? Instead of saying, hey, we're gonna learn this today, right? Exactly, of course, because that's exactly what I'm saying, 100%, right? Exactly, literally. No, but literally that's how you start. Yes. That's literally how you would start. Yes. It's not even a joke. I mean, Because the thing is, man, like, I don't know if you guys ever watched any of the Harvard and MIT. They all of their classes are public, right? Actually, let me show you one thing. I don't really remember the tool, but in first year on Harvard, right, in IT, they use this graphical tool for learning programming. I don't actually remember what was the name of it, right? Let me try to find it. Shit. Yeah, I think it is, right? Yeah, exactly. This is literally what they use on Harvard, man, in first year, right? They explain loops, if statements, functions through just drag and drop, right? Because those people there who are probably renowned experts, they understand the importance of visualization, right? Of course, right, like because everything else is a side effect. Programming isn't, like, if writing an if statement or whatever. It's really logical thinking, and then you just translate that to some language which is pretty primitive, right? So that's the way to teach anything. And if you teach anything that way, nothing is hard. You can teach physics, you can teach math, you can teach biology, chemistry. If you teach it in that way, simplified, visualized, anyone can learn it. Anyone can learn it, right? It's that easy, right? But if you start from some paper book that's 300 years old, and when I was going to elementary school and high school, my teachers would tell me, just imagine it. Imagine this substance in space and time. It's like, dude, how the fuck can I imagine a chemical compound? Are you stupid, man? How can I imagine a chemical compound? That makes no sense. It's like, imagine imagine lithium, right? Imagine, it's like, dude, dude, I'm like 15, right? I'm like 14. I'm imagining girls or guitars, right? I'm not imagining a fucking periodic table of elements, right? I'm not waking up at age of puberty and I'm like, I wonder how polynomials look like. I wonder how would this cosinus look like. It's like, dude, I'm in fucking puberty, bro. I don't care about anything. Anything. I want to drink beer with my friends, go chase chicks. Like, oh my God, dude. It's like, oh, how about you imagine polynomials? I'm like, dude, what? What the fuck are you talking about, man? I want to play World of Warcraft, man. I don't want to be imagining polynomials, man. I want to be killing, a freaking Illidan, the Storm Rage and shit like that. I'm not gonna be imagining some mad concept. Are you fucking stupid, man? Like, this is where teachers fail, man. Like, you can never forget that you were a kid at one time in your life. It's like, how quickly can you forget what it means to be a young person, right? Like, you get what I mean? It's like, dude, this is the seriously, man. Like, if you want an advice, always try to put yourself in other people's situations. Right? Always say, oh, I used to be a kid at one time. I used to be 20. I used to be 18. I used to be 15. Right? You need to never forget that how it is to be that, right? And then everything is easier to kind of always need to be able to put yourself in perception of others, right? No matter what the subject is. And when you do that, everything is easier to understand, right? You cannot have any critical type of thinking if you can't if you're always thinking, if you're always making decisions, if you're always making judgment through the prism of your own life and your own eyes, you'll never grow. You'll never be smart enough, right? If you always compare the world in the way that only you see it, the way that you were raised, the way that you, and I'm not even saying to be open-minded. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there's so many perspectives of observing things in life that you can't just use your own. It's like, how come X is Y? It's like, wait a minute, man. It's like, have you tried to attack that problem from various sides, right? Have you tried to think about this problem from different angles, from different perspectives, from different experiences, right? From that person's perspective, right? And when you, but this is something that when I say it, I know that it sounds logical probably to many, but this is where all of us are kind of faulty. We are all prone kind of to this judgment every day. So I know that you might say, yeah, it makes sense, man. Everybody knows this, but we don't know it, right? You don't know it, right? This is, you had to train this. You have to work against yourself, work against your own ego, your own judgment, your own stuff, until you truly develop this to become almost like a reflex. So when you're thinking about something, when you're looking at some problem, you kind of apply this by default. It's like, wait a minute, I cannot just look at this binary type of information I was given and make a judgment in 2 seconds. There has to be more to this, you know. So it's kind of right. That's how it works, man. And if you can develop this type of thinking, then anything's possible, really. If you can't, then, well, good luck. Fireball, good evening, my friend. And I think, give me 1 second, fellas. I just want to do one thing, because now this conditional operator shouldn't really be needed anymore. This should always now exist because we have a default state. But still, I'm not. Camera lost focus. Oh, actually, I never turned on the lights. Give me one moment. I never actually turned on the camera lights, so it could be kind of farting out a bit. Give me a second. Yeah, I have those lights left and right. I have those like. I need to do the office tour. I need to do the office tour because I think many of you have asked. Okay, so I think we fixed this thing. Is production still up? Did we? Is it here? It is. Beautiful. Nice. Okay. Okay, beautiful. So let's push the front end as well. Just give me one moment. Give me one moment. Settings. Yeah, this now needs to kind of be fixed. Is reset but shown? Yeah, this is no longer actually accurate. So we need to update this. They are bright, right? But they're like on the opposite sides of the desk. So they're in one corner and the other. Let me actually take a picture. Give me a second. 1 sec. Let me post it on Discord. Give me 1 second, just so you can see. I'm gonna post it in general, just so you can kind of see the. Yeah. Oh, that's a nice one, man. Someone smiled because the picture was taken. That's great. Yeah, there it is. So you can see kind of if I open this in the browser. Wait. So yeah, so there's one here, right? And then there's one here, right? Then I have the tablet here. So now I'm reading the chat. So I'm reading you guys now here. And here I just have this. I mean, this is just OBS and stuff. Yeah, I don't really play games. I bought this 6 years ago. I never used it once. I never used it once, right? But that is where I'm sitting right now. So yeah. Yeah, there's too many guitars around. Yeah, those lights are very expensive, man. So all of this stuff is very expensive, but like as many of you know, I as I always say, right? I'm not rich enough to buy cheap things, right? I'm not rich enough to buy cheap things. That being said, I wait. When I have the money, I buy things, and when I don't have the money, I don't buy the things, right? I'm very patient. If I want to buy something, I can wait a year, but I'm gonna buy what I want and be happy with it, right? Otherwise, buying some garbage, that's where it says I'm not rich enough to buy cheap things, right? So you're gonna learn this patience, right? Otherwise, you buy some shitty thing, you're not gonna be really happy. That's not what you wanted, right? That's not what you wanted. You wanted something else, right? But it's like, yeah, but I can't afford it now. But maybe I can buy this thing, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course. But again, this is professional stuff. This is gonna last me for many, many years, right? So it's an investment. Like the thing is, I think people underestimate importance of building an environment where you sit. I sit in this room every day, and make sure that you build, no matter how much money you have. Like all of us, we have different amount of cash we make in that, and we're different age, but make it nice where you sit. Don't underestimate the importance of building a when you wake up, when you sit on that desk, make sure that it feels good, because it's make it easier for yourself to be wanting to sit there, right? So buying all of this gear, I didn't buy this just because it makes me somehow better. If it makes me comfortable, if it makes me happy, if I know that this stuff is good, it's good quality, and I can sit here all day long, that's where the value is, right? So that's where the value is, right? It's not just about, oh, this microphone is this much money or whatever, right? Same goes for your living room, and same goes pretty much for anything else, right? No matter where you are, make sure that it looks nice. Actually, it's not that late here. It's not even 11 p.m., right? So I usually go. Yeah, I'm getting my own taste of what is it called, solarium or whatever, those thing where people go to darken their skin. Okay, beautiful, that's great. So we fixed that now. I think those countries things should also be fixed now in do you like Apple products? Yes, okay, do I like Apple products is a very broad question. Do I like Apple? Not really. I do have an iPhone that I bought. It's the first iPhone that I ever bought that it wasn't company. It's iPhone 14. Uh, I think Max or Plus. I don't know. I don't remember. But I bought it just for the camera so I can do those YouTube videos. And I have a laptop that I got. I have a MacBook Pro for many years, for probably more than 10 years. But that's what I get from the companies where I work, right? Do I like it? Do I like it? I mean, a laptop is amazing, right? I think MacBook Pro is probably the best professional laptop ever made. I always say how I'm not a fanboy. I obviously use Linux, I use Windows, I use Mac. So I don't really care, right? I don't classify them as, I say how it is. MacBook Pro factually is an amazing piece of hardware and software. There is no question about that, right? iPhone, for me, is just another phone like any other. It solves nothing for me. That I have this Xiaomi whatever. I had this before it. Is the same fucking phone. I can take pictures, right? So only reason why I bought this iPhone 14 is camera. And then because I have then this thing as well. So, you know, I put my phone here. I have the Shure microphone, right? But apart from that, so iPhone, I don't give a crap. I would never buy this again. MacBook Pro, always. I think no matter which company I join, it does not, no. I don't think so, at least. I don't think so. I don't know. So actually, we are, in fact, storing the country, but it seems to me we're not returning the country. Let me see. Countries preview. So we are getting it here. 1 second. Discord count notifications. Me. We are actually getting the country. Okay, so the country is actually there. I don't know, man. So this, I had this thing, and my wife is using so this is my ex phone. So I had this before I got this iPhone recently, and I gave this to my wife. So my wife is now using this one. It's such a good phone, man. I literally like this phone more than this iPhone 14. I swear to God. Like, I literally like this Xiaomi more than the iPhone 14. So if I didn't use it for YouTube and stuff, I would literally give this phone to my wife and say, give me back, Xiaomi back. So what a fantastic piece of hardware, man. And I bought this phone on Amazon. I don't know, like, let me try to find it. I think I bought this phone a couple of years ago. What was it? Poco or something. When did I buy it? I think I bought it I bought it here. Yeah. So yeah, so when it comes to phones, I would never buy. So this is the first and the last time I bought an iPhone from my own money. And again, just because of camera, but I'll never do that again. This phone was like probably overall the best phone I ever bought. Price wise, quality wise. No, man, serious. What a great piece of hardware, right? But again, honestly, I don't care much about phones. I don't use the phone. When I'm home, I'm on a laptop or a desktop, right? I find it ridiculous to stare at the 5-inch screen while I have this setup here, right? I see people like, you know, like, why the fuck would you do this, man? Take a fucking laptop or a computer, right? You know, it's like, dude, Jesus Christ, man. Just sit in front of the fucking screen, bro. Really. Like, buy a screen, man. You cannot be sitting whole day on a 5-inch screen. Oh, my battery is low. I need to charge my phone. Need to charge my phone, bro. Shut the fuck up, man, okay? Jesus fucking Christ, man. Okay. Ah. Okay, I had an attack for a second. Let me calm down. Calm the fuck down, bro. Yeah, look at it's the drop the database. He is doing that now in his bed. He's like now like, what is this code? Is this reactjs or is this Haskell? Let me turn the phone. Oh, Alex, can you zoom in? It's like, Jesus Christ, man. Get a fucking screen, bro. Oh my God. Okay. Drop the database. You're such a fucking piece of shit, man. I love it. I love it, man. It's amazing. I love you, man. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Keep working on a 6-inch screen. It must be very productive. Very okay. Shut up, guys. Okay, shut the fuck up. All right. Yeah. Fucking annoying people, man. You guys are so annoying. Okay. All right. Let's log back in and don't drop the database. He reported one bug. Let's fix it. And you know what's funny? Don't drop the database. He was complaining how the font on my stream is too small. And then he's like, by the way, I have just a little piece of information to share. I'm watching this stream on my phone. Fucking piece of shit, man. Unacceptable. I was like, oh, should I tune my resolution so you can see it better? You know, and then he's like, no, I mean, just one little tiny detail, I'm just watching this on a 3-inch screen, right? Apple Watch. That's a good one. I'm watching this stream. I'm watching this stream on my jacket button. Like, I have a jacket on and like I stare at the fucking button. Like, oh, is this Alex? Is this some pile of shit on the screen? What is this? Like, what? Jesus Christ. It's like, let's support 1 millimeter, 1 pixel resolution. Like, how do we put a website in 1 pixel? It's like there's like one tiny pixel, so tiny, like it's like, yeah. And then like, how do we support this resolution? Like, it should be responsive. And like, look at this. Like, how do I, if I zoom in, maybe it's like, yeah, how do I, what do I think of Svelte? I think Svelte. I think so. Okay, let's just discuss the Svelte, right? And then I fix this, right? I think that Svelte.js is a good technology that happened to front end community, right? Because it introduced a different type of thinking, right? So I think Svelte, in that sense, I'm very happy that it happened, because it kind of showed that it introduced a build time type of optimization rather than a runtime type of thing, right? So that's the core difference between React and Angular and Vue versus Svelte, is that here we have a runtime stuff and all the state and stuff. In Svelte, we have things being optimized in your code. Your code is generated optimized already, right? It doesn't have a virtual DOM, yeah. So well, that's questionable, right? So I think fundamentally, right? I think the fundamental question is, does anyone care, right? So I think when we talk about those technologies, right? You remember many weeks ago we sat together here and I drew something for you guys, and let me draw that for you again, just so you can understand how I think, right? So maybe 10 years ago, right? Or maybe 10, 15 years ago, right? We had jQuery, right? Let me just hear me out. I think this is important for everybody to understand. So 10, 15 years ago, we used jQuery, right? And then what happened, right? So Angular 1 came out, right? Ember.js, Knockout.js, and Angular 1, they came out, right? And that was a huge thing for the community, right? That was huge, right? So we had jQuery here, and then Angular.js came out, and this was the improvement that we saw. Boom, Angular is here, right? So a new technology was released, and we saw a massive improvement in productivity and stuff. We went from plain jQuery, manually manipulating the DOM, to now some framework. That framework wasn't ideal. Angular 1 had a lot of flaws, like any new technology, but compared to jQuery, it was amazing. There was dependency injection, services, templating, directives, controllers, all sorts of stuff, right? And that was great, right? And then, React.js came out. And then it did this, like, boom, here is a React, right? And that was great, right? But now what's the problem, right? So React came out, right? But now, next thing that happened, right? Vue.js came out. But Vue.js was kind of linear, right? So here's Vue, right? So Vue didn't change anything, right? So Vue is great, but it's the same as React, right? So what am I talking about here? So the problem is with Svelte and Stencil.js and all of these new technologies is that they're not they're not giving us those huge bumps in anything, right? And those let's imagine theoretically that Svelte changes something for better, and it does this to this graph. So Svelte is maybe here. Now we have to ask a question as a community: is this sufficient for people to switch from super established libraries which are supported by huge organizations? React is supported by Facebook, $100 billion company. Angular is supported by Google, $100 billion company. So for Svelte, Stencil, or any of those technologies to beat those guys, they have to provide something so valuable where people are going to be like, wow, man, this is so fucking nice. It's like, now let's switch to this, right? Vue.js was made by Ivan Yu, right? So the thing is, right, we need big bumps in improvements for the community to switch to something. If React is here, right? If reactjs is here and Vue.js and AngularJS, the next thing has to be here for community to change. Nobody is going to change to Svelte because Svelte has optimizations done on a build time, or because syntax is necessarily a bit like, because again, you cannot neglect the companies who are behind React and Angular and even Vue. You cannot neglect many years of community-built libraries, community-built issues, etc., etc. So Svelte, in that sense, is still way behind because it doesn't have Svelte, as far as I remember, is supported by Vercel. So Svelte now also has a big sponsor, but Vercel is not even close as an organization that can pair Facebook and Google and those companies. So in simple words, whenever you're thinking about a new framework, always draw this for yourself and say, hey, where is this new technology relative to very established, very serious frameworks that we have now? So those things are now here. Where is this new thing relative to what we already have? Is it here? Is it here, right? So this is the thing, right? I think that all of these new tools, more power to them. I always say people should be coming up with, we need innovation. We need people to break the boundaries, right? But the thing is, nobody is going to switch to something if it doesn't provide enormous value. So for Svelte to beat those guys, it has to provide something far more valuable than something like, oh, we don't optimize code on a runtime, we optimize it, right? So you have to find value. Companies, if you go to your CTO and you tell him, I want to use Stencil because it optimizes the code on a build time, he's going to be like, what? Who gives a shit, man, right? Nothing is now in the future, man. So everything is prone to change, right? I've been in this industry for 15, 20 years almost, and everything is prone to change always. Nothing is indefinite, nothing is absolute, right? Things are changing, technologies are coming and going. That's just how it works, right? But fundamental thing, somebody asked, what do you think about Stencil, right, or Svelte, right? And this is what I think. What I think is that in order for Svelte to change something, or any future technology, any future framework, they have to provide a massive amount of value for companies like Facebook and Google and stuff to beat them, right? And you will not beat them because, oh, there's some runtime, build time type of, right? And maturity is a huge problem. It's same goes to Rust, same goes to all of these technologies, right? Is that you need adoption, you need community to take it. You can be the prodigy of programming. You can sit and build the most amazing programming language in the world, but that's not going to change anything because you need thousands, millions of developers using that language for the language to even become something that people something that people even consider using. No company is going to use a language that has no community, no built packages, no good standard library, no sane CTO, no sane CEO, no sane founder is going to support that idea, right? So that's how it works, right? And that's what I think. So I don't think, unfortunately for me, this not stencil, whatever we were talking about. I don't think that it provides enough of value for me to switch to it. I have no problems with React. I have no problems with Vue. I have no problems with Angular. And in fact, no matter which library you choose, if you can't organize your code, if you can't organize your code with your team, no matter which tool you use, your code base is going to suck either way. So no tool will ever fully safeguard you against this, right? So for example, if your React code base sucks, if your Angular code base sucks, so will your Svelte code base suck, so will any other code base, right? So this is not coupled to technology, this is coupled to your skills, this is coupled to your experience. So no UI library is going to prevent you from... Right, exactly, right. Of course, a chef could blame his pan, right? Pan can be rusty, it can be shitty, maybe it's time to replace it, right? So if we metaphorically say that about technology, but in most cases, I mean, jQuery still is something that you can still write pretty good code in if you know how to structure your code, right? It has always... I still have some projects written in jQuery, in plain JavaScript, and that's also possible, right? So that's just how it is. That's just how it is, right? So no Sweltes of this world are gonna safeguard you against your own stupidity, right? It just doesn't work like that, right? Value. Okay, so I think we're missing the value here, which is why this is not working. Let me just make sure that I'm updating the right thing. Okay, yeah, that's actually correct. Autocomplete value. So it seems that this value is incorrect, right? Did I change the select to take the value in a different way? Okay, if array is array props value, then return props options value props value map value option dot value. Two years ago. I don't think that we've... Trello. I never used Trello. What's Trello? I don't think this project exists for more than a year, but let's imagine it does. Which one were they? I know that you did report something. I just don't remember. Okay, but let me fix this first, and then you can crap on me, bitch. Okay. Get value is value. Okay. Let's see. We're going to go there in a second. Country.value. Country. Ah, I see. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now it works. Give me 1 second. Man, shut the fuck up. Oh, I love that so much. Shut the fuck up, man, okay? Azerbaijan, okay. Save. Azerbaijan, okay, beautiful. Albania. Let's try Albania, save. Okay, so that was the issue, motherfucker. Okay, super. Okay, let's push that fix as well. Man, shut the fuck up. All right, beautiful, beautiful. No, I don't lose stuff, and I would never use Linux, right? I would never want to work against myself in life, right? I usually try to make things easier for myself, not harder, right? So I'm not at the level of depression in my life yet to switch to Linux again. Technically, but let's leave that detail. Is it hard to build like a CSGO gambling? I don't know what a CSGO is. Gambling website at all. Do you not know? Thanks, it answer. Love your stream. CSGO, is that Counter-Strike? Yeah, that sounds like Counter-Strike. I don't know what Go stands for. Ah, Global Offensive. Okay. Yeah. And what is gambling? Like, how can you gamble in Counter-Strike? Oh, you mean, okay, but he's asking a concrete question. We don't care if it's illegal or not. That's up to him, right? That's completely, if he wants to do illegal stuff, that's, there's no, I mean, is it hard to build gambling website? But I mean, nothing is hard if you know the skills, right? If you have the skills, right? But no, I don't think so. But I would expect that websites like this exist already, right? I mean, it's hard to believe that they. Oh shit, that's an actually good one. That's a good one. I like that, Anton. Oh shit, that's a beautiful one. That's a good comment. I respect that. I mean, you guys have to keep one thing in mind. I played Diablo 1 and 2 25 years ago when I was a kid. I was maybe 10 years old, right? And people back then bought things on eBay. I don't know if Amazon existed back then, but I remember people spending hundreds of dollars back then on swords. So what I'm trying to say with this, no, but what I'm trying to say, uh, uh, like the thing is, right, like people spend real money in video games and stuff since literally Doom, since card games, right? So I don't know why are people still, I don't know why are those new gamers today shocked by that, right? It's like, man, like there, any adult today that has a full-time job and has no time to grind, for example, 100% buys, for example, gold and stuff like this in any MMO. Like if you seriously, if you can't understand this fact, you're really delusional, right? Like there's literally, like, if you have a full-time job and you can spend 10 euros to get, like, I don't know, 7 gigatrillion millions of gold on some in some shitty game, it's literally like everybody would do it. No way that a guy with a full-time job, 2 kids, a wife, whatever, a partner, is gonna grind skins in World of Warcraft to make 10,000 gold. It's just ridiculous. So I think, in simple words, like, people spend real money in video games, and that's why those companies are making so much money anyway, right? Um, because like, that's just how it is, man. Didn't we push this? Wasn't this deployed? Give me a second. Oh, so it was. So why I didn't get the notification yet that this is live? Maybe do I have programmer network open somewhere else? No. But that's the thing. But that's the thing, man. It's not really hard earned money, right? Like, you know, people spend 5, 10 euros for some gold, right? I mean, that's like a price of a beer, right? And dude, why? Ooh, okay. What the fuck? Okay, so now it actually works. Let's see. Angola, save. Yeah. Okay, beautiful. So all good. So we fixed that as well. Let's go to our backlog and see what man shut the fuck up was saying. Profile pic. What was wrong with profile pic? Well, I mean, it takes as long as you're willing to put in the effort, right? Like what sort of calculation you need there, right? How long does it take to learn anything, right? It takes as long as you're willing to as long as many, it's very relative, man, right? It's hard to say. I don't know what your current skills are. Like, it takes it's impossible to answer that question, right? How long it takes. There's so many variables involved. It takes as long as it takes, right? Um, I don't genuinely know. It's a very hard question, right? Works on my computer, bro. Maybe I should mail you my own computer, right? So on mobile, yeah, that's a feature. That's not a bug. So on mobile, I have implemented it so you can with your right thumb, sorry, you can with your finger go left and right. So that's the feature. Like the idea is that you can just drag left and right. Yeah, like so this is basically the idea, right? But which bugs on mobile? Sorry, like can you be more specific? Where? Because I use this on mobile every day. Can you be just tiny bit more specific? Bugs where? Or you mean mobile app? Maybe mobile app, right? Yeah, so the mobile app, so I haven't deployed that in a while, keep in mind. So AR, thank you very much for saying that. Keep in mind, I haven't yet fully finished that task, right? So I think this week we're gonna fully kind of finally, because last thing that I didn't do, right? Just for your information, AR. So last thing we need to do for an Android app, right, is that if I go actually to that application, right, I still need to do this. So I need some screenshots, I need stuff. So this is the last step. So we're almost there. So yeah, so that mobile app, I would advise you not to use it yet. Just use the platform. Yeah, we're gonna have an app for Android and iOS. Yes, just a progressive web app built by Bubble Wrap, right? But in simple words, don't use that app yet because yeah, it was we are not we you don't have the latest version of the actual app, right? So that's the problem, right? Okay, so that's beautifully fixed. Nice, I like it. What else? For now, that's done. Hmm. They didn't do it yet. They didn't do it yet. So because I didn't deploy it yet, right? Arc. So after again after I fill in this stuff, right? After I fill in this set up your store listing, right? That right. I think what I can do, right? I mean, a lot of you guys have actually complained about that, right? About that thing. Like, what I can do, if you guys want, I can just increase the JSON Web Token to expire in a week, right? So let's just do that now, right? Because I cannot implement that, remember me, because it's too much work and I don't want to do that now, right? Because then I need to make sure the refresh token works, etc., right? So, I'll just increase that the JSON Web Token is valid for a whole week. And then you guys, right? Yeah, okay, got it. So let's just increase the JSON Web Token to 7 days, and then that should be fine. I think signing in once a week, I think is it's more just for security reasons, right? It's just for security reasons, right? Of course, I can make it expire never, right? But I don't want that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Red Hot Chili Peppers. All right, great. Just again an info for some of you who are especially subscribers. I have created, I don't know if you saw it, I've created a subscribers only channel just to kind of also try to incentivize more people to subscribe, but also for those who already subscribe to feel some value as well. So feel free to and actually let me resync because I think Leo subscribed this stream. So let me just go ahead and so if you have any questions and stuff, please feel free to also send them there. I'm gonna always try to prioritize that channel. So I'm gonna sync here again now. I don't know if Leo actually, I think Leo, you need to have the same nickname on Discord as you have it on Twitch. So I think you need to, so in order for you guys to appear as subscribers, you need to have the same kind of name, right? Just keep in mind. So if you don't have the subscriber status, I think you need to have your Twitch name there, right? Exactly. Exactly, right? Just FYI. Okay. It is linked. It is linked. I mean, it's just you need to have some association to your to your Twitch account, so it knows how to do it, right? And then another thing that I'm going to be trying soon is I'm going to try to organize some sort of like mini boot camp of some sort or whatever. You guys are gonna hear about it. But I think what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to organize some sort of a pretty cheap, but some sort of like 5 group type of thing. I don't know. I need to figure it out, but I think you're gonna hear about it soon. Okay. Now, yeah, I think I could make this way more profitable for myself as well. When I say profitable, I mean time-wise, or in simple words, if I could make this profitable in a way that I can do it more hours, that I think is beneficial not just to me but to many other people out there. So it's more of a trying to find the way to for long term for the health of this channel and this project is like how do I get to the point where I can maybe work 4 days a week instead of 5, right? So it's more about thinking long term. And I think one of the ways to do that would be to have some sort of a mini boot camp that I would create, have maybe 5 students at a time, meet them once a week, twice a week in a group, in a Hangouts call, right? So something like that, because it's way easier for 5 people to chip in with some reasonable sum that they can than expect a single individual to pay, I don't know, something that they can't, right? So, but I need to think about it. I got this idea today and I haven't really thought about it at all, but I'm going to think about it a bit over time. Because I think there is you teach us to play guitar. I mean, I promised long ago. I just have to set it up. That's all. I think I just have to set it up with the OBS with the OBS. Bam 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 bam. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's a song as well, right? Yeah. So actually, anyone has any interesting questions to ask, any subjects, because I don't think we are going to achieve much more code wise tonight because it's half past 11 here. Anyone has any rounding up questions? Let's maybe just like tomorrow is Monday, we're gonna be streaming the whole week, so we don't need to get into insane stream tonight. Does anyone have any questions, anything that they want to ask, especially the new people, right? If there are any new viewers here, does anyone have any doubts, any questions? I think we're gonna move this. I mean, you've been very persistent so far, so it might come. Actually, it might come. I spoke to Sako, right? And yeah, let me not tell you, but yeah, it might come. That's a great sign, actually, because I spoke to Sako when we went for beers a couple of days ago, and he said, well, if you ever want to get another person onto the team, just see if they're sticking around, right? If they're really interested, and he was actually right in a ways, right? So yeah, no worries. Let's wait a bit. Yes, but it would be great. Why not? Why not? All right, guys. Let's call it a night. Haven't really done much. We just fixed some bugs. It's fine. We had some good discussions. I really enjoyed it. Maybe again, you guys should really help me out with this stream a bit. Provide some suggestions. Maybe we should just have one day a week where we just discuss various subjects. Maybe do what 99.9% of those modern streamers do today. They just react on a reaction of a reaction, right? Maybe we can do, yeah, maybe we could do code reviews. Actually, that would be super good. Yeah, I would be fully up for that. Kirill, my friend, thank you very much, buddy. I miss you a lot, man. I hope you're gonna be back more soon. Uh, I can do it in a hot tub for sure. In a small, I'm gonna wash myself with the coffee all over the face. But actually, code reviews, I think so. So actually, that would be fantastic. I would like to do some of the code reviews of you guys. So if you guys would have, I think that would be fantastic. Yes. Fuck, that's actually also super with the PM exactly. So reacting to React, where you review React code. I can review any code bases, right? So any code base, right? Like yeah, but I mean, if you ever think about it a bit, right? CV reviews, yeah, sure. I think that's great. I think just keep on showing up, man. It's gonna happen. I think that's. Let me just write that here. Let me just write those notes down on a sheet of paper. So CV reviews, PRs, or to say sorry, CRs, and yeah, I think that sounds really good. No, I think that could be super fun, right? And thank you very much for Xer for that, man. I'm very happy to hear that, dude. So let's round it up, guys. Maybe my wife is still awake. I don't know. I would like to see her if she is. I'm gonna go. I'm actually missing water. I made a huge mistake. I just had one glass of water for the whole stream. This never happened before. I literally realized that I forgot to put the bottle on my table, on my desk. Yeah, Antonio and everybody, guys. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's been super fun. I really enjoyed the stream. It's been nice discussions. It's been fun. And thank you for that. Thank you for that. As I always say at the end of the stream, take care of yourselves, be kind to yourselves, do good things for yourselves, and be smart and work hard. And great things, as always, are going to come. My pleasure, guys. Be well, stay well. I wish you best, and take care of yourselves, okay? Peace out, guys. Cheers. Have a good one. Bye bye. Good night. Bye bye. Bye.